I'm Caleb. Please like and subscribe.
All right. Well, welcome back to another Crypto Bros
And a Holly Girl.
podcast, number 43.
43. So
And King Dingaling.
he had to throw that
What?
in there. Yeah, don't listen to Greg. He's on energy
He's on
drinks.
crack.
And, yeah, he's on crack. Liquid
What?
crack. But 43 means we're getting very, very close to a milestone.
Yeah.
So we are getting very close to our 1-year anniversary, and we have some really cool special things planned that we're not going to tell you what they are today. But
Oh.
stay tuned. There's some awesome things coming on, things that I don't think you're going to expect. But we're getting close to number 52, and that's insane from where we started. So, but before we go any further, I want to introduce our guest, and we'll kind of get into some crypto news and some things like that, and then really excited about the interview portion of this podcast. But today we have Darkmoon Tim joining us, along with Mert. Thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah.
Clap. My earphones are falling out of my head. But we'll get into just a few things, some housekeeping items, and then I can't wait to talk to you guys. So thank you for joining us. And officially, we found a new studio.
Yeah,
For those people that have been following the saga of bulldozers and electric companies and guys trying to haul our building away, we actually found a new studio Tuesday?
Yeah.
I think it was Tuesday.
Yep.
And we will be moving into it as soon as we record the podcast on the 17th of this month.
Yeah.
We'll be tearing this place down and moving to a completely different town. And it is 3 times bigger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's big. And we got lucky enough that it doesn't cost us any more money. As a matter of fact, it might be cheaper. So
Yeah, we're going
I'm
to build
going
back
to give
better.
applause to that right there. Because
Yay.
for a while, we weren't sure what we were going to do because we were running out of options. And this place, I think, is going to be perfect. So
It's right by my house.
it's right by
My
what?
new house.
Yeah, Greg's new house. It's closer for Greg, further for Caleb and I, but it's all good. So let's get into a little bit of crypto so we can get to the interview. And Holly dipped on us.
Fire dog.
Yeah, her dog's trying to be a rock star the last couple of podcasts. So we did see in the news that the Coinbase lawsuit that was up against them has been dismissed. They had a lawsuit going that they were selling tokens that they didn't own. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but anytime things like that go away, it helps the black eye of the FTX situation. And so it is always good to see those sort of things go down. Also, Bitcoin had its best 45 days that it's had in a year. So a lot of people are pumping that bull market is back. We shall see. In the meantime, you guys don't believe it?
Oh, I just asked him if it really was back.
Oh, okay.
No.
And he doesn't think so.
Knew. He doesn't.
Yeah, I'm right here with it. I think that there have been a lot of people that have been talking over the last 6 months that we were going to get to a point where things pumped a little bit, and then it was going to kind of trade sideways for a while. I'm in the belief that we're in that little bit of a pump, but I don't think we're in a bull market yet.
No.
But we will see. In the meantime, guys like me are dollar cost averaging. We've been able to, in some of the projects that we are invested in, stake and get some of those returns back, and then get our dollar cost averages down on a lot of projects. SafeMoon being one of them. I love the sweatshirt, and that has actually been able to. Oh, but you're hiding.
Because it's cold outside.
Don't show your guts, Caleb. He'll punch you. That's just what he does. But personally, my dollar cost average has been cut in half from where it started. And so I'm excited about those numbers, and so it's a good time to be building. The other thing that we read and we saw was that Grove has partnered with an energy company, WA Energy out of West Australia.
Wow.
So we'll see what that means in the whole scheme of things. Don't have a lot of info on that, but something to keep your eyes out on, because as they just keep moving forward, and they have a vision. They do have their roadmap, but I feel like there's some other things in their vision that we don't have a good grasp on, which is cool. I'm all about being surprised. So, but really, Holly, did you have anything to add to the crypto talk? There's still crap all over our table.
Well, there's Mere Protocol. They're coming out with their staking sooner than later.
Yep.
I am very excited for that. It's, I don't know if you guys have seen the videos that they've been producing, but they are actually very, very well thought out. And they're, oh my gosh, I want to talk so much about it, but I can't. I don't know exactly how much they've released so far, but I
Not
am
much.
super excited for it. The staking platform that they have is super user friendly, you guys. Like, it is really, really cool. Something that I have not seen anywhere in regards to staking. So I am super excited about that. They really did keep in mind the users and the people who are going to be staking when they built it. So that was really awesome. And they did have a space last night. I didn't get to join it all, but from what I did, it was just they just kind of talked about all of that and when it's coming out. But I'm telling you guys, it's coming within the next few days, I feel like. So
Sweet.
That's
yes.
that's pretty general, so I think you'll be okay. But we kind of saw them start way up here with kind of the hype and the utility and all that stuff, and then there was kind of some slipping on that. And I feel like in the last, not just last night's space, but in the last 10 days even, it's kind of started to build back up. So I think there's a good chance we'll see some good things out of them. It's just all in due time. And that time frame is different for every token that's out there or coin, and it kind of depends on where you're at, and we'll see what happens. I know a lot of people walking around with their fingers crossed, and so we'll see. We can't. I wish I knew. If I knew, I'd be rich already, but we'll
I
see
think
what
they're going to
happens.
do good things. From what I've seen so far, what they built is very simplistic. And when something is simplistic looking, it's very complex to build that. And I think
Right.
that's going to be the most important thing for adoption is if it's easy to use and it's easy to understand, a lot of people are going to start to use it. So I'm really looking forward to what they put out in the future because I know Don and Leet, and I think they're just wicked smart rock stars with crypto. And I'm excited to see what they put out.
Yeah,
So
I agree
actually,
with you.
last night when I was on that space, Don actually was talking about how you guys were in Dark Protocol or something like that.
Darkmoon Protocol.
Yeah, what is that? Like,
It was
I don't know.
it was this late night Twitter space. It was like really late at night, and we would just go in there. I think Don and Leet started it, and we would just go in there and talk about the weirdest things when it came to crypto, like the possibilities. And it's just like there was this think tank of like really complex things that could happen in DeFi, and it's really cool because a lot of the things that they talked about in there. That's what they tried to bring to reality, and that's what they're doing. And they hired this development team, and they're building it. So it's like the first of its kind. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Because I kept hearing that over and over. I'm like, what is Dark Moon Protocol? Like, why I don't know about that, being around as long as I have, I had no idea. So good to know.
It is kind of funny how you can be, you can be in the know and around and be in all these spaces, and every once in a while things like that pop up, and you're like, how have I never heard of this before?
Right.
Right.
So, well, Tim,
Late
let's get
night.
right into you guys. I'll give you the floor for just a second to kind of introduce yourselves, kind of what you are and what you're about, so that anybody that doesn't know, you can take this time to kind of educate them just a little bit before I start asking you specific questions.
I'll go first. I'm Darkmoon Tim. I'm a YouTuber who started out doing SafeMoon YouTube videos. My background prior to that is I'm a filmmaker by trade. I used to live out in LA and make films. I used to work on Disney stuff, CBS Sports. And after that, I moved out to Pennsylvania with my family. And then I became a YouTuber for cryptocurrency. And now I am working and building in the Web3 space. So that's where I'm currently at right now.
Awesome.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, and as you guys know, people call me Merc. My real name is Americo, but a little bit about me. I came to the crypto space little over 2 years ago, like everyone else. Saw a TikTok ad about SafeMoon and got in. Tried to get in, couldn't figure it out. Put it to the wayside, and I think it was the end of April, early May when I was had some extra free time on my hands, and I kept hearing people talk about it. It's like, you know what, I'm gonna figure this out right now. So I finally did, and unfortunately, I came in at a I think it was on the way down, but to me, it didn't matter because I was just intrigued by the space. I had heard about crypto a long time ago when I was in college. I won't get into that because it wasn't the nicest way of getting into crypto. Um, but other than that, in real life, I run a small business. I worked in the multifamily industry for a long time. I used to be a bartender when I was in college, and I studied mathematics at the University of Houston. I love cryptocurrencies. I love the Web3 movement that we're in, and I believe I don't want to call myself a DeFi maxi, but I'm definitely a DeFi enthusiast.
Mhm.
Nice.
That's good.
That's a good way of putting it. I like that,
Yeah.
DeFi enthusiast.
Me too.
So, Tim, let's talk a little bit about your YouTube content that you have out there. How long have you been doing that?
I started in October of 2020, I believe.
Okay.
And so I've been doing it for a little over a year and a half now. And I just basically try to go through more of the rabbit holes, or like trying to find out what particular companies are doing, more so SafeMoon. But I think what I'm going to start moving into now is helping people navigate through DeFi a little bit easier, because I find that there's a lack of knowledge when it comes from moving from chain to chain, and what to do on those chains. And I think that's much needed in this space, because when you tell someone about a project on another chain, they're like, well, I'm stuck on Binance. I don't even know how to get over to
Yeah.
Avalanche or Polygon. So I want to show people how easy it is to move from one chain to the next. And I think that's what my content will be morphing into in the upcoming future.
Okay.
Definitely
Sweet.
needed. So that's pretty awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, so we like we talked about earlier in the podcast, we've been doing this for just less than a year and learned a ton about YouTube and all that stuff in the first 3-4 months, and still learning on that. And you have a pretty successful YouTube channel. Is it how often do you put content out? Do you have a certain schedule, or is it just when things pop up?
So I used to have a goal where I would do a video every day,
Okay.
and that got to be a lot, especially when I'm in the process of making documentary films as well. That's my full-time job. So when I had a special release for a big film that I was working on for 2 years, I had to take some time off from working on my YouTube channel as frequently as I have. And then I teamed up with Merck and another person, and his name is Drew, and we started building a crypto project in the background, an NFT project. And so all these things that I'm working on, this documentary, my YouTube channel, and this other DeFi Web3 project, it just kind of like slowed down the YouTube content a little bit. And also I was waiting for things to be released to do more videos on the stuff that would be released, so I can go into more depth and how it worked and stuff for people.
Yeah, and it kind of it's a little bit odd in a bear market, and when there's not a lot of things coming out that are new.
Yeah.
The hype isn't as much as it was before. We found that's kind of where we got into getting guests on and interviewing people, so that people could get to know just community members or CEOs or developers or whoever it may be at a little bit different level. But we subscribed to your channel this week. I don't remember what day it was, and we're going through it and looking at some stuff. We've been following each other on Twitter for a while now, but it was nice to we do a lot of research behind the scenes on how people put YouTube together, because it was foreign to us from this side of the table until about a year ago, and we had no idea what we were doing. We say this to people all the time. If you go back and watch our very first podcast, it makes me cringe. It was really, really bad. But everyone's got
my
a
first video.
Did you?
I hate my first video. I'm just like, oh man, I was so terrible.
Yeah, but everybody's got to start somewhere, right?
It's
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah, and it's one of those deals too where we talked about, maybe even on the last podcast, how awesome it is that there are the tools out there for people to get creative and get noticed. Nobody would have ever put us on a television station, even at the midnight, viewing of Nobody's Awake, but you can throw that out there and you can get better at things.
Yeah.
And, I think we're at 8,500 subscribers or whatever. And someday we
Nice.
hope to have as many as you have on yours.
Yeah.
But let's get into your award-winning filmmaking real fast. So tell us a little bit about that.
Actually, out of high school, I got into the nuclear field, and I was working in a nuclear power plant for a while. And I was working around all that stuff, and I was like, you know what, this isn't what I want to do with my life. So I went to film school to try to get away from radioactive material, and it worked. You know, when you go to film, so yay. And
all I can think about is Simpsons.
That's what I was thinking. I was about to ask you. Yeah.
Actually, what I got to see is they were pulling these spent fuel rods out of the reactor, and they were glowing a cobalt blue. So the Simpsons, it's more of a green, so they're a little off on that. Someone needs to fix that. But so I got out of that field, and then I moved into the film field, and then I slowly moved my way out to Los Angeles, where I worked on a bunch of projects out there. And I got into LA right when 4K film was coming out. Like, Oakley has just developed the first 4K camera at this point, and no one knew how to work with it. So every post-production facility in Los Angeles was like, we're not touching it. All we do is film, or we do digital video that's high definition. We don't do 4K. So Stanford actually shot the first video in 4K University for the promo video, but they couldn't find anyone to edit it. And so they put this ad out on, I don't know if you guys heard of Craigslist.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on now.
They're looking. They were desperate, right? This is Stanford University. This is how desperate
That's
they were to
nuts.
find someone.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is desperate.
Because it was like
back then, that's definitely desperate.
yeah, Stanford's on Craigslist, guys, and so I saw the ad, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna reply and say that I can edit this video for them. And I couldn't. I just said I'd figure it out. So they contacted me. They're like, "Oh, this is great. We have no one that could do this." And then they gave me all this footage. And so I had a really smart friend with me out in LA who came from film school with me. And I said, all right, now that we have this, we have to actually do it. So we have to. And we were able to figure that out. We took 4K film and we cut it into 4 1080p sections. Just like if you're looking at like the video, how I see it, I see 4 different video streams on the screen that I'm looking at now. You might not see that when you guys did it together. And basically that's how we were able to cut it in and bring it into an editing software that was able to do 4 streams of 1080p rather than 1 stream of 4K. And then after we were done, we split it up using After Effects. I'm sure you guys probably heard of After Effects.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that allows you to bring it in and by frame, and we were to do an image sequence and we cut it up, and it was this whole long process, but we delivered this amazing product for Stanford. And then when we did that, we decided to start the very first 4K post-production facility in LA. And then we just started getting all these jobs from like Disney and all these places. We're just like, all right, well, this is the only place that could do it. So that's how my film career started.
Wow.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Wow.
The guy is resourceful.
Yeah.
I love technology, and I love making it work in a different way. And so that's why I built it. Unfortunately, though, it happened around the 2009 economic crash. So all the companies that were investing in 4K decided to put a hold on it. And they started pulling all their projects out of our post-production facility. And the biggest thing that really hurt the businesses was my best friend got brain cancer and passed away. And he was one of the founding members. So it kind of shut the business down. So I took that, and I took my family and we moved to Pennsylvania, and I became a SafeMoon YouTuber.
There you
There we
go.
go.
That's great.
That's awesome. That
Yeah.
kind of reminds, not to that extreme, but that reminds me of Greg. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. He's like, I can figure it out. And sometimes he can do that in like 5 minutes, or sometimes it's like 2 weeks, but he's not going to give up once he has what he has in front of him. And that's really cool, because I think a lot of people would have got that and went, yeah, no, I might be able to do this, but it's going to take too long. And you saw it all the way through and
Yeah.
basically
I
started
don't think
your
I would have
business.
ever replied to the
Craigslist
The ad in the first place, yeah.
I would have been a guy that would have, Tim. I would have been like, yeah. And then I would have been like, shit.
No one replied to it. I was just like, you know what? Here's the thing. If you see an opportunity there, especially when you go for a job interview, right? They're going to ask you stuff that you don't know how to know, that you don't know how to do, or you've never done before.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the best thing to say in that interview is, yeah, I know how to do that.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Fake it
And then
till
when you
make
get
it.
the job, you figure it out.
Yeah.
You're
Exactly.
right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Absolutely.
So I usually say if I come back and it's not done, there's probably not a way to do it. I mean, really.
There
There you go.
Like, or there's just no resource for it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even
Right.
if that's true, we're going to make fun of you for it.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
But no, that's very cool. So let's get into your into the high sea pirates, if you guys don't mind. Can you tell our viewers what that is, and kind of give us a little bit of a background on that?
Sure. I think before we get into it, I think the best question to you guys is why did you guys get involved in crypto?
What, did we get involved?
Yeah, why did you guys get involved in crypto? Was it to make money?
It started out that way.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And
Yeah.
What?
that is the fundamental thing behind why we decided to build our own project, is because we saw this opportunity that if we could build this great community or behind this NFT project, we can use this to build this community and this ecosystem that rewards the community without, having the scarcity, or I'm trying to think of the right words. But we're trying to build this community where the community owns its own token, right? So the token is built for the community. It's completely decentralized. And there's a fee in the token itself that comes with their ecosystem. And I'll get back into the basics of the project from the beginning. But
Sure.
I just wanted to talk about the ecosystem. Is when we saw this, we wanted to build something for the community and have it be decentralized. And so most tokens, the way that they work is they have a fee, and that fee goes into developer cost and stuff like that. But we didn't want that. We wanted 100% of the fee to go into the LP, because at that point, you start to make a token where the LP gets bigger and bigger. And if you guys ever watch my YouTube channel, there was a video that I did it in early days. It was called Liquidity Lake. And once you hit a certain percentage of LP, no matter what you do, if you buy or sell the token price will always go up. It'll never go down in price. And so we saw that there was a project out there that wasn't getting a lot of notoriety that actually did this. And we contacted those developers and we told them about the project we wanted to build. And they said, whoa. They were super excited to work with us because it gives a great utility to that token. And then when you have a really good utility for a token that just keeps going up in price, then it goes up in price even faster. And that's one of the reasons why we decided to build the High Seas Pirates. And I'll let Merc go into the rest of it from there, the actual what is High Seas Pirates.
Yeah. So high sea, like Tim said, high seas pirates is the combination of all the pain, frustration, and problems that me, Tim, Drew, and other people in the space have been feeling with crypto. Right. This need for coming in. You come into the space because you're looking for the gains, but you find yourself amongst family. Right. Once you get here, and that connection that you have with the community, how do you take that connection and create an experience around it? And then create a rewarding atmosphere around it. And that's our solution here with High Seas Pirates. We want it to be a community-focused, community-driven, and I don't want to say project, but it's more of a community-driven brand, right? High Seas is a brand that we're trying to build around this community. And so the idea is, I like to look at it like we're building a playground, right? And on this playground, everyone has the ability to say how they want the playground to be organized or structured, and then everyone that does participate in that is able to earn an equal and honest reward for doing so, and that's what a truly player-owned economy is. If you've ever played any type of game in Web 2, someone owns the game assets, right? Someone owns the characters you're playing. Someone owns the board, like Monopoly, for instance. So how many times have you guys played Monopoly with your family and you change the rules compared to what the rule book says, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what, every time, right? Like, right. And it, like, you grow up as a kid, like me personally, I grew up thinking that free parking was a place where all the fees got accumulated, and when you land on it, you win that. But then as an adult, I read the rules and I was like, no, that's not how that works.
Oh my God.
I just recently learned
I
that.
had no idea.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's what High Seas Pirates is. It's a place for the community to get involved with what we're building. You're jumping into this epic pirate experience. And what is a pirate? You know, a pirate's a person who wants to break away from centralized rule, right? They're tired of the monarchs. We're tired of centralized systems, right?
Yeah.
We're tired of banks controlling everything. So you come into DeFi, you immerse yourself in this amazing pirate experience, and then we take complex DeFi products and we simplify them with gamification. We call this gamification as a service. So that's what the High Seas Pirates is. It's your key into this experience, and it's your connection to the community that we're trying to build.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Wow.
I like
That's
it.
yeah, that's something they're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to get in and really
Yeah.
dig into that after this interview a little bit more than I was able to this week, because that sounds like right up our alley for sure. We've
Yeah,
talked
it's a
to,
different.
If
go
It's a
ahead.
different type of project. We're starting off with an NFT. It's going to be our first product. And that will give the people who want to back the community, who want to be the part of the community, like the pillars of the community, to join by purchasing the NFT. And that gives them early access to this forever appreciating stable token that we're building with our developers. And it also gives them early access to beta test the game. It gives them early access to play the game that we're in alpha right now, because we have an alpha coming out. They get obviously the ability to vote on things too. And I think that's one of the most important things. How many times have you been in crypto and you're just like, man, I wish they would just change this, because it would just,
Yeah.
and
Every day.
this is, yes.
Oh, you guys are messing up on us, by the way.
Oh no. Yeah. I'm messing up on you.
Might be
No,
me.
it's the bros.
Oh, you won't see it
Oh.
on this end, but
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. But should I just keep going?
Yeah.
yeah.
That's fine.
They
All
disappeared,
right.
or that's not going to happen.
Now
right?
it's just
No,
now it's
we're
just
good.
Holly.
Okay. Yeah, so we wanted to put that into the users' hands. Like, we want them to like give us their suggestions and then have the community come together and vote on it. Because I think that's the most important part. It's like, we don't want there to be these leaders that don't like, listen to the people below them. Like, we're all in this together, right? Like, if you have a
Right.
really good idea on how we can change the game or how you want to do this, and in this community atmosphere that we're building, we want to hear from you. We want to see if other people like it too. And then we want to bring that to life. We want to make it happen. And that's why we're building this governance system within this NFT. And plus, we've done a lot of research in the back end on NFT projects and the power of a community when you get behind an NFT project. Because do you guys know why a board yacht ape club is worth $110,000? Do you guys know?
No.
Is it the community?
It's 100% because the community
That's what I
dictates the
figured.
price of it. So
They
if
don't
you
want to
get-
sell it.
Right. You get a strong community, they could build the price of that NFT up. If you believe in the ecosystem they're building, then boom, man, you guys control not only just the price of the NFT, but you also control the platform that is built around the NFT. And it's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is pretty cool. And I think community, when it comes to any project for me, and really, I think I can speak for all four of us, is about the people. And that's what we really, one of the very first things that I look at whenever a new project comes out is the people behind it. And, even if it doesn't have a huge community, if you can get behind those people, but there are certain people out there that may recommend something that I'm not going to give any thought to because I don't put a lot of stock in those people. But there are other people that I'm basically investing in them because I trust them, and we've found that with several communities as we've been doing this. And sometimes the first time we met them was actually on the show. Like, we hadn't really had a chance to talk to them. And it's developed into like real life friendships and people that you can trust. And so you are 100% right on that. And I'm really excited to see what this morphs into for you guys. Now, are you able to mint now? Are the NFTs for sale now, or do you have a date for that?
We do not have a mint date as of right now, and you cannot mint right now.
Okay.
What we wanted to do is we wanted to build the community up first. So we wanted to get people into our Discord. We wanted them engaging. And then once we reach a limit of 500 deckhands, that's active members within our Discord. So they move up just one rank. It takes about like 10 minutes worth of interacting on our Discord to get moved up. But we just want you to come in and be a part of the community and realize and just be part of the engagement, because we want the first people to be able to get the NFTs to truly want to be a part of the project. We don't want someone just to come in and buy it and just just not be active. We want you that we want people that want to be part of this movement.
Yeah, and just to be clear, the NFTs we've created them, they're ready to go, and we could launch them right now. But like Tim said, it's not about launching the NFT just because we have them ready to go and the product's ready to be released.
Yeah.
It's about formulating a connection with the community first. And so if you go to highseaspirates.com, the very first thing you see is join Discord. That's your first introduction into our pirate ecosystem. And within there, you start off as a bilge rat, and you have to work your way up a little bit. But when you level up to the second level, which is called a deckhand, that unlocks that's going to unlock more gamified experience for you. But it also we're allocating 500 of our whitelist spots to the first deckhands in our Discord. So right now, I think we have 20 or so. So as time goes on, people will come in, they'll join the Discord. And then once those 500 deckhand slots have been filled, that's when we'll launch our pre-sale. Our pre-sale will be structured in a way to where the first pre-sale has the best entry point in terms of price.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a second pre-sale, which will be a little bit higher pricing, and then our public launch. And all of our phases are themed out. So like when you think about a pirate, if you wanted to become a pirate and you wanted to be effective on the ocean, you couldn't run that ship by yourself, right? I mean, it's just no way.
Right.
So you needed a crew, and that's the way we see it. Me, Tim, and Drew, we're the captains, and we're the first shipmates. But the three of us alone cannot sail this ship, so we got to find 500 deckhands to help us take this ship out to sea. And then once we're out to sea, that's the pre-sale. Our first stop is to hit up a couple of ports along the way and recruit more members. That's the second pre-sale, right? And then our final destination, where we're looking for uncharted lands, when we find land ho, that experience is we found a place where we can set up a free colony, which we call Libertalia, and that's where we will do the public launch, right? So that's when anyone can join in. At that point, there's no barrier to entry or anything like that. But we try to go with every phase and keep the story immersive to the pirate, to the sensation of being a pirate.
That's cool.
That's very cool. I really like that about the deckhand too, that you have to come in and at least interact, because there are a lot of projects out there where people will jump in day one and then you don't ever see them again. Like they just aren't going to be part of the community. And for people like us that are community driven, it's really nice to hear somebody say, hey, you at least have to engage a little bit. I'm sure you may still have a few people that don't after a while, because real life gets in the way sometimes. There's some communities that we're involved in that there's certain days that it's like, when I can't get on to talk to them, I feel bad. It's like, oh, I haven't talked to my friends today. But, real life happens. And so you're not punished for that. But it is interesting in some of the Discords that we've been in, how people that I don't know, and I've been in these Discords for 3 or 4 months now, come back and they're like, who are these new people? Because that Discord keeps rolling whether or not you log onto it or not, and that community keeps getting bigger. And if you're not in it for 3 or 4 months, there's no idea what you may have missed. So, I can tell you at least one guy is going to sign up for that and check that out today or tomorrow, and we'll be a deckhand before you know it, because
it doesn't take long.
Looking it up.
Because it doesn't take long.
I need to get better about Discord because it sounds so fun.
Well,
but I need to get my act together, I guess.
What do you use, Holly? Are you a Telegram, Facebook, or?
I'm a Twitter. I'm a Twitter girl. And like personal, for personal and family and like real, friends. Well, I do Facebook and Instagram. I don't know how to explain, like real life.
IRL.
Oh, like
IRL.
Yeah, but no, I'm
Web 2.
pretty much on Twitter only. Yeah.
That's
Have
fine.
you ever
We're
played
all
Mario
over
Brothers?
Twitter.
Holly, have you ever played Mario Brothers?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how to play a really simplistic game, and that's what we're going to have built. We're going to have actually a little bit more simplistic. Did you guys ever play Oregon Trail?
Oh yeah.
I love it.
We just
Yes.
Okay.
We get everyone with that one.
Yeah, so that's basically how one of the first games that we're building is like an Oregon Trail style. And what are we doing as the gaming as a service? gamification as a service is we're going to allow people to take their crypto and grow their crypto by playing a game. And the better you play the game, the more of the crypto that you grow. And that goes back on the community-owned token that just always goes up in price.
So
Yeah.
the
So it's
game's
pretty
going to
fun.
be in Discord?
No, the game's going to be adapt. So
Okay.
think about it this way. If you get a Lords of Libertalia NFT, you take that and you plug it into the DAPT and it gives, do you guys ever use the Game Genie before?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, so anyone
We're
that
old
has
enough
a
for
Lords
all
of
that
Libertalia.
stuff, Tim.
I know, I was like,
Yeah. We're
I'm
gamers.
so old.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. So basically the Lords of Libertalia act as like a game genie. So when you're playing the game, you'll have better health, you'll have better luck, you'll gain better yield, right? So then it's
Right.
going to eventually be opened up to everybody, the gaming system, the gamification as a system that we're building, but the original people that own the NFTs will get all these bonuses within the game itself, almost like as if they had a game genie. So when you're playing the game, the Oregon Trail, you'll be able to pull in more of these rewards with the tokens as you're playing it. It's really fun how we brought it all together. And I love the old school games. And that's what we plan on doing, is making it really old school. And if the community wants us to advance it, slowly we'll advance it, because we don't want to bring out this AAA game where it's like something super complicated. We want it to be super easy to use, just like text at first, and then people get used to playing it. And the better you play it, the more you earn. And I think that's pretty fun.
So you guys ever seen that
That's so
YouTube
exciting.
video, The Evolution of Dance, where the guy's just kind of going through all the dance moves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Starts off, yeah.
Great.
That's kind of how we see our project. We're starting off Oregon Trail, and with the community, through the governance model, we're pushing it to, like, have you guys ever played like Sea of Thieves?
What's
It's
that?
a Microsoft game. Sea of Thieves.
Oh,
Oh,
Sea of
Sea of
Thieves.
Thieves,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
Sea of
wait,
Thieves.
no?
Yeah.
I thought you were saying letters.
Me too.
Oh no. Yeah, so that's kind of the direction we want to go. But if we came out to you guys and said, "Hey, we're going to deliver a Sea of Thieves game, and it's going to be here by Q4," I mean, you would really have to believe. I mean, you'd really have to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a
Oh,
very
yeah.
difficult thing to do.
And you'd be
but we
saying-
can deliver.
Yeah, you'd be setting up yourselves for failure for that. 'Cause
Exactly.
certain people would be very disappointed no matter what you brought out in Q4. So it's
Yeah.
very smart.
Yeah.
So the game is in progress of being made, or it's made and it's in testing?
So we have multiple games. So the main staking
Oh.
game, which is the gamification as a service, where you'll take in-game NFTs that you purchase with the token to gain more of the token, that isn't in development right now. We have another game, it's called Adventure Tips, and that's in the alpha phase right now. So we're in the second alpha of the Adventure Tips, and this is another cool feature of the NFT. As you play Adventure Tips, you get bonuses like multipliers just by playing that if you hold a Genesis NFT. And then when we open it up to everybody, they won't get those bonuses. So of course,
Right.
the people that like playing that Adventure Tips game, they're going to want to get one of those. And this is why we want everything that we do to reward the community that brought this all together, right? And I think that's one of the coolest things, is that we value every single person in our community. We want to make sure that what we do helps them in the long run as well.
That's great. So your NFTs, when you guys do launch them or mint them, are you planning on doing it on the SafeMoon's NFT platform, or?
I will say
Say.
this. I may have talked to them about it, and I was waiting on getting an email from someone, and I haven't gotten it yet. So it depends on their launch of the. It depends on our deckhands, and it
Mhm.
depends on when they're going to be able to release the NFT marketplace. If the NFT marketplace comes in Q4, we probably will already be at the point where we want to be at our
Yeah.
mint point. But if they release it next month, and that would be some good timing. So we would probably be at the
Yeah.
point where we have enough deckhands to do the pre-mint, and it would be a cool thing if we can work that out. So I'll just have to call them up again and be like, guys, can we make it happen on this date when we hit this many people?
Right. Right.
And see
That's
what happens.
exciting.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah,
You know, sometimes whenever we do this show and we have people on, we don't really know what to expect. And I'll just speak for me personally. I didn't really know what to expect with this. You know, I did a little bit of research on you guys, but you guys are just so down to earth and so cool. I just appreciate you guys being open and honest with us on everything. It's definitely something this guy is going to start getting behind. So
And I'm
thank you
so
for that.
excited.
Me
about
too.
it.
I had read a little bit about it, but there's so much more to be able to talk to people about it than just kind of, it just being a one-way conversation, either via Twitter or websites or white pages or whatever it may be. So we do have a lot more fun stuff we're going to do with you guys. But before we close down the interview part, is there anything you guys want to talk about that we haven't talked about yet that you want to get out there for people to know?
Yeah, if you go to our website and check out our white papers, we have like a 30 or 40 page white paper. I know that sounds crazy long, but we want to let you know that we literally planned all this out, that we're not just making this stuff up. We've been working on this for 9 months. And if you're interested in what we're building, then go and check that out, because it really has everything detailed out to the point of how the token works and how the game works and how the bonuses work. And we think that's important, especially when you're looking into a project. Make sure that it's well planned out, that the business structure is set up, because I think that's probably one of the safest things when you're looking to invest into a project, is to know that the people know what they're doing and that they have a path forward. I feel too many in myself. I just jumped in on hype rather than checking out what the company was building, and I got burned a lot because of that.
Yeah, us too. Us too, man.
Everybody, yeah.
And
Yeah.
So my recommendation is, if you are getting into any project, even our own, just look at what they're building and just do your own research. I think is the most important thing.
Yeah, and then jump into the Discord and ask questions. And if you're doing that with other projects and you're not getting responses and you're not able to form any kind of connection to that community through your questions and engaging, then that's probably a sign that it's not the right thing for you. So definitely join our Discord. We're trying to take the user experience and make it enjoyable. We're trying to get you guys to kind of escape your everyday situations and come be a pirate for a little bit. So when you come in that Discord, it's all about being unapologetic. It's about being it's about camaraderie, playing that fishing game. Believe it or not, it's the simplest game, but people are in there fishing, and we have people in Twitter spaces talking about it. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for those simple things where the community can connect to one another. And also, me, Tim, and Drew, we're crypto educators by nature. So we're actually hosting a masterclass in our Discord next Thursday. So those of you who don't know how to cross chains, go from one chain to the next, I'll be doing a live demonstration, utilizing my own assets to move them from one chain to the next. And it'll be open. So if you say, hey, let's move some Solana over to Ethereum, I'll show you how to do that. If you want to see how to move Ethereum over to Binance or Binance over to Polygon, doesn't matter. It's going to be open. You tell me what you want to do, and we'll go through that scenario.
Just so you guys know,
that'll be
we
hosted.
are on Polygon. So I don't know if you guys are on Polygon, but we chose Polygon for a couple of, powered by
Yeah, I was
Polygon.
gonna say, I noticed that.
Mine's are really bad and it's really small, but I was pretty sure that's it said Polygon. And I almost brought it up, but I was like, maybe I'm not seeing it right. I can't tell.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I told Tim to make it bigger.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
He did tell me to make it bigger.
I'll say, hey, Tim, make it a little bit bigger because you can't see that.
So I don't got time. I don't got time to make the logo bigger. But we did pick Polygon for a couple of reasons, and I'm just going to throw them out right now. It's super fast. It's up and coming. A lot of big projects are getting into the NFT space on Polygon. And some of the gas fees on Polygon are next to nothing.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll pay like a tenth of a penny for a transaction. So you can do 100 transactions and spend like a penny or 10 cents. And that's not the case that we've had on Avalanche, and Ethereum obviously is like insane. I tried to buy an NFT the other day. It was $3. It was $10 in gas fee. I'm like, you out of your mind?
That's
Right.
the good days too. It used to be way more.
I was gonna say that's like actually not bad compared to.
I remember
what
it was
I've
like
seen.
$200.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Don't.
Anything we
I
do
remember that
cross
too.
chain, we send it through Polygon, and that's what because we work on a bunch of different chains, and if we're trying to get it to say Binance or whatever it may be, a lot of times we'll send that through Polygon for the same reasons that you guys just mentioned. So I'm excited that you guys are on that chain for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, don't sleep on the purple wave. It's coming. It's gonna be the next top 5.
We like
I've
all
definitely
chains.
been seeing more and more about Polygon recently than I have in the past, and I was like, oh, maybe it's all the people I follow. They're they're all about Polygon, but no, I've definitely seen more of it around. Actually, like within the last month, I've seen a lot about Polygon. So,
Holly,
The
did you have
developers are
any
out there on
questions?
Twitter all the time.
mm-hmm.
Yep. Did you have any more questions, Holly?
No, so before we close out, I have one question for both Merc and Tim. Um, this is like my favorite joke of all time. But what letter of the alphabet is a pirate's favorite?
Oh, so I'll do this one. Mine is the C.
Oh, dang it! So I was gonna say you would think it was R, but it's the C.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh,
Well,
Let's
guys,
see.
we're
That's
gonna
good.
have opportunities to get to know you guys at a whole new different level when we get to Caleb's Choice and to Truth or Dare.
Yes.
But this has been a ton of fun, and we appreciate you guys coming on here. And if you ever need anything, whatever that looks like, please do not hesitate to reach out, because we truly are about people helping people, and we mean that. And so whatever that looks like, please feel free to reach out. We will be rooting for you guys. You will be seeing at least me in your Discord soon. It
We'll
sounds
see
like
all
a
three
lot
of
of
us.
fun.
All four of us probably.
Yeah,
So,
probably going to be one of those
yeah.
deals where we kind of, with the Misfits, we all got in there, and it wasn't a takeover, but it was just like you couldn't get us to leave. You know?
We spent the whole night.
Yeah. So now we play
Fun.
poker with them in their counting game, which we don't have a very good track record with. But no, it's one of those deals that they've become friends, and it sounds like you guys are in that same boat. And so it's been awesome having you guys on here. And like I said, reach out if you need something. Maybe we'll be able to have you guys on again, because we are at 47 minutes and it does not feel like it's been that long to me.
No.
And I love talking to people where the conversation is so good you lose track of time. So guys, we appreciate you, and there will be the Holativity, the Truth or Dare, and Caleb's Choice coming out. But have a great weekend.
We'll put a link to your website in the description. So-
Oh, and
Yeah.
Tim, thank you so much for agreeing to come on. I have to tell you, I was really nervous to ask you.
Oh.
He's approachable.
Like, he is like a big YouTuber, and would he want to come on the podcast? So I was like, one day I just got the nerve, and I was like, okay, I'm doing it. And your response of I'd love to come on was like, oh, thank goodness, because I was really nervous about it. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
Hey, no
for
problem.
sure.
Just like you guys, I started where you are at, and I'm just a normal person, so I'm nobody big. So
He wears tidy whities just like the rest of us.
no, I
Oh,
don't.
nice.
Boxer briefs.
Yeah, boxer briefs.
Depends on the day.
But guys, have a great weekend, and God bless.
Be kind.